In 1983, when our CEO, Mr. Jay Dollywall's mother, was diagnosed with something called MS, after 20 years of Jay allowing the doctor to practice with his mom and not healing her, he decided to take matters into his own hands. And I know many of you have watched the videos all over social media and you probably can't believe what you're seeing. Sometimes we can't believe what we're seeing, but we know that it's happening. We know that the results that we're seeing are real. He understood that there was a relationship between the brain and the body. And because he understood that there was a relationship between the brain and the body, if the body wasn't acting right, so to speak, then he understood that there had to have been something going wrong in the brain. All right, I want you all to listen to that, because the brain was once the master of the body. And somewhere along the line, the brain stopped being the master. Do y'all hear that? The brain stopped being the master. So what has to happen is the brain has to become the master again. The best way to explain it to you is this. No different than if you touched a hot stove. And if you touched a hot stove, you would immediately feel hot on your fingers and your brain would tell your fingers to move. It is not the opposite way around. Well, our technology, and you're going to watch a 5-minute video explaining this technology. There are no ingredients, no medications, no side effects, no contraindications. But we're a brand new company on the cusp of virality. We're on the cusp of momentum. We're not yet in momentum. But I promise you that after February the 6th and the 7th, when we're in Vegas at our conference, you're going to see something explode after we come out of conference in Vegas. So Jay Dollywall spent 15 years and $25 million of his own money to make sure that he found a cure for his mama. Do any of you on this line love your mama? How many of you would give your life, your liver, your kidney, your lungs for your mama? How many of you? How many of you? How many of you? I want to see it in the comments. How many of you? Because I know what I would do for my mama. How many of you know that no matter what, how many of us got children that we would be desperate to find something to ease their ailments? How many of us know that we would go to hell and high water to make sure that our family is good? Well, that's what Mr. Dollywall did. Now we're 17 years in and $40 million of research and development so that you don't have to do it. Can we get a whoop whoop in the comments for Mr. Jay Dollywall? The love that he has for his mother, to make sure that there was a drug-free way that every single one of us could live a drug-free life. How many of you are sick and tired of medicines? You're sick and tired of misdiagnoses. You're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Maybe you're in the medical profession and you got into the medical profession so that you could help to heal people, so that you could help to make them better. And perhaps you're not able to do that right now. Well, now there's a better way. I want you to know, type better way in the comments. There is a better way, and it's called Super Patch. We've got 13 different patches, and you can wear them all together at one time if you want, because there are no side effects, there are no ingredients, no contraindications, no medicines, and I'm gonna prove it in a video. We've got studies upon studies upon studies upon studies that are available for you, so that you can look at the different studies that have been done, so that you can see all of the athletes, all of the people that are using Super Patch and endorse Super Patch. Well, you wear each patch for 24 hours or more until they lift off. This one right here has been on for about 3 days. Until they lift off, as long as they're still flush to your skin. Don't take them off. You can wear more than one of the same patch if you need to. Do what you need to get a result. You may not have to wear them every day after you get your body feeling better, but we want you to understand that it's safe for all ages, infants to my 96-year-old grandmother and beyond, and everybody in between. Even expecting moms can wear our patches. And we strongly suggest that you do pair them together and you couple them together. So what I want to do is I gave you a little bit of information on Super Patch, how long we've been in business, the fact that we're on the cutting edge. We are the future of wellness. And here's something we also want you to understand. It took 5 decades for us to be a drug-dependent world. It is going to now take 5 decades for us to do what? Not be a drug-dependent world. So the same 5 decades that it took to become drug-dependent, the same 5 decades it's going to take to be non-drug dependent unless we do something about it. How many of you are willing to now partner with us on our mission to patch 1 million people so that we can help the world be a drug-free world, a pain-free world, an anxiety-free world, a depression-free world? Oh, come on, y'all. A world of people that can restore their walk back, their talk back. How many of you are excited about a new way, a better way? So let me play this 5-minute video. This is going to explain exactly what Super Patch is, why it works, what it does, and this is going to give you a better understanding. I do not want you to check out. This is the time right now that you grab a notebook and a pen. Take notes right now so that you can begin to get a better understanding of Super Patch and how our Super Patches work for everyone, people of all ages. We'll be right back after this video.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet, bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Super Patch Company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secrets of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Super Patch Company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Super Patch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs of the mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Super Patch Company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each super patch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the US economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM super patch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Super Patch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Super Patch, backed by research, proven by science.
That video always gets us super duper excited, right? And so what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to bring the one and only Dr. Nicole Bramwell up to the line. She's going to talk about the 13 patches that we have. And then I'm going to go right over to bring our very first guest up. After Dr. Bramwell is going to be Lady Jaquetta Jackson. And so Dr. Bramwell, are you available to come on to the line and tell us about all of these amazing patches? I'm going to
my gosh.
Clip you up. Wait a minute. Go ahead. Keep talking. There you go.
Yes. I'm here.
There you go.
Here, Mrs. Moore.
Let me pull the patches up for you, the screen of the patches, but you can go ahead and start talking.
Thank you. So hello, everyone. I am Dr. Nicole Bramwell, yes, hailing out of Florida. And I'm sorry for those of you that are suffering with the snow, but we have, well, we didn't have sunshine, but we sure had warm rain and warm weather. So, but let me tell you about these patches. These are amazing no matter what the weather is, okay? First of all, we have this Freedom Patch, and just let me tell you, I am qualified to tell you about this because I've been a doctor for 30 years, never seen anything like it, never been able to help people in the way that we've been helping, and so fast and so quick and so easy with no ingredients, no medications, and that is my heart of being a doctor. Okay, so first, do no harm, and that's what we're going to do because we are helping. We are going to patch 1 million. So the Freedom Patch is for pain and inflammation. So remember that inflammation part, not just pain, because sometimes people have inflammation but don't have pain. You can still use this patch. All right. And then we've got the Victory Patch, which is for activity. It gives you recovery, but it gives you also agility and balance, and it kind of crosses over as a cousin to the Liberty Patch, which is one of our foundational patch. Okay, and then also the Victory Patch is helping people with neuropathy because it is actually integrating the sensations so that things are actually better, and we definitely want to partner that with the Freedom Patch. The Liberty Patch is our foundational patch for balance and stability and homeostasis of your autonomic nervous system. That means the involuntary nervous system that controls every single organ in your body, okay? It is going through every system. And so this is the foundational patch. Everybody should be wearing that patch, okay? And then you add the others. The Ignite patch, I love this because I do wellness and I started out doing weight management, and now I can just say, hey, I can help you burn some extra calories without you doing anything. You can put this patch on and burn up to 500 additional calories each day at rest, because it's going to raise your metabolic rate. So if your basal metabolic rate. So if you're saying, I've been wanting to increase my metabolism, how do I do that? Put the Ignite patch on, okay? The Joy patch is for mood, for sadness, for times of sadness, without any medication, or just if you need upliftment, you want to feel better. The Joy patch is amazing. That sunshine on there definitely tells the story. And then we partner many times with the Peace patch, which is for stress and anxiety. You do not need to be diagnosed with anxiety. You don't have to have a formal diagnosis. We all go through bouts of anxiety, and definitely all of us are embedded in stress because we're living here on this earth, okay? And then if you, even with pain or other things that have your nervous system kind of dysynchronous, firing off balance, this is going to quiet those nerves. So even if you're a calm and reserved person like me, usually until you're talking about the patches like I do, then you still need the Peace patch, because on the inside, your body still manifests whatever stress you are going through, okay? And then the Lumi patch is for the skin. It's gonna give your skin radiance and health. And let me tell you, your skin needs to be intact, okay? Because it is our first defense against the outward world, the environment, temperature, keeping you warm, keeping you cool, but also fighting off infection. That's your first barrier to infection. So your skin needs to be intact. So please don't overlook the Lumi patch. It's not just about aesthetics. It's not just about looking good. And it helps with conditions that have like redness, flakiness, and different things like that. Again, we do not claim cure or treatment of any conditions. We are taking care of conditions, but let me tell you, we have lots of photographs to be able to tell you some pictures. I'm saying photographs, that tells my age. Anyway, pictures. And then Defend, the Defend patch, I love it because the Defend patch is for immune system. So definitely it's winter. You want to be putting that patch on. If you have allergies, you need to be wearing this patch. I don't have to take my Zyrtec when I'm wearing my Defend patch. And it helps with blood flow. There are lots of people with poor circulation, with conditions that have poor circulation. You want to put that on. So remember the blue and gold for that. And then the Focus patch. All of us need better focus, because I told you about that stress that's out there. So we need to be able to focus better, not only at work, but also at home, so that we can get things done faster and more efficiently, and just feel better about what we're doing and not be scatterbrained. And actually focus helps with memory, but also remember that if you're stressed, you can actually feel like your memory is off. Okay, so using the focus can actually help you with that, and you will not be so distracted. The Rocket is for sexual health, and this is for gentlemen, yes, but it is also for the ladies. So gentlemen, if you, whatever age you are, and definitely if you're over 50, you got to wear it for longer, for about at least 3 weeks in order to see some significant responses. And then younger than that, you can wear it for shorter to see some significant response. But ladies, you can wear this if you are having any hormonal issues. That means with menses, with your menstrual cycle, or with menopause, perimenopause. This is going to help you balance out what's happening with your hormones, and definitely pair that along with like Peace and Joy and or Ignite, okay? And then Kick It is to kick habits, not just smoking, not just drinking. We all have lots of bad habits like procrastination, negative thinking, different things like that, nail biting. So you can use this Kick It, and this is going to run a better pathway so that you can get rid of those habits, all right? And then the REM, 6 billion people suffer from sleeping issues, okay? Whether it be falling asleep, staying asleep, not sleeping long enough, or not having quality enough sleep, but lack of sleep or good sleep affects every other aspect of your life, because it determines whether or not you have energy. It determines whether or not you can focus the next day, and if you can function well. So definitely sleep is extremely important, and it also affects your weight, and it affects your hormones. So you see, it encompasses everything. So sleep is mega, mega important. So REM is for that. So remember that purple package for the REM. All right, and then Boost. this was the surprise to me because I tell you, I was like, I don't really believe that it's going to work. So I tried it on a 13-hour drive. And I tell you, I stayed awake, didn't even blink my eye, like I was halfway falling asleep on the boost. So this is nice, clean energy without the caffeine. You can get off the caffeine and not rely on that, not be on your third cup of coffee by 10:30. And yes, there are people like that walking around, and that's not healthy because that's not good for your heart and a lot of other organs in your body. So let me tell you, Boost is great, and we're going to pair that with some of the other patches like Focus or with Victory, so that you can have nice, good energy and be ready to go all over the place. You can be a Nina Moore if you wear the Boost patch.
Dr. Bramwell, I don't want you to just rush off. We're going to bring some amazing testimonies up, but why Super Patch? You're a doctor, and you put your name on the line to say that you endorse this product. You
Yes.
put your years of studying and your licensing and all of those things, your credibility, all of those things on the line. You were one of the first people. I've been very emotional today because I think about all of the times that I told Stanisha, no, absolutely not. And one of my cousins called me today to have a conversation, and she said, what is this thing with this patch? Like, what is it? And I didn't know that one of my aunts was really struggling, and we sent her some patches today. I remember you saying to me, no, Nina, after you watched the video, that was a little longer than the one we showed, but we know that the one we showed is effective. It's effective enough for people to really get the picture. You watched that video, and immediately there was no doubt in your mind that we needed to be here. I need you to convey from a doctor's perspective, why Super Patch? Why is this important? Why now? You could be in any other company, and we were sick of companies, but why Super Patch? Would you tell the people?
Let me tell you. Oh my goodness. So this is, the science just made sense to me. This is what people are studying. This is what people are talking about. This is what doctors have spent many, many years trying to put these pieces together about, and everybody's kind of doing their little part. And that's what Jay he pulled this together, all those little pieces of information about how our body communicates with our brain and our brain to our body. And so I've actually been studying some of those doctors and following them. And it immediately clicked to me that we can change how we think. We can change how our brain responds and how our body responds by changing our what's going on in our brain. So why wouldn't it make sense to use the fastest communication to our brain, which is tactile, which is our skin, that sensation, that touch sensation is the fastest communication to our brain, to make it rewired. And that's what we talk about when we're changing our brain, when people are going through classes for so long and what have you. How about we're able to speed that up and help people not only change how they think, but change exactly what's happening in their bodies, what they're doing, how they're functioning out in the world, and just return quality of life. And to me, that's what I'm supposed to be doing as a doctor. That's what I think I was dreaming of when I thought of being a doctor from 8 years old, that I was going to help people be well. But what I learned in medical school was about treating everything with a medicine. And that's unfortunate. And although medicines have their place,
Right.
we are over-medicated. We are over-medicated, and things are not tracked the way that they're supposed to. And people are suffering more because they have too many medications and they don't even know what they're taking. And then we increase the problem because if you have more medications and more times to take medication, guess what? Whatever problem is being treated actually is not even being addressed, because most of the time people don't even remember to take the medicine, or they take it incorrectly. They take it too many times or too little times, and we're just in a sea of trouble. And so this tells me that we have not only an option, but a solution to 85% of what people show up to the doctor's office for. And that's across the board. That's even children. Children, unfortunately, in this world now are having very similar issues that adults are having. And that to me is even more impressive, because now, like you said, it's going to take us 5 decades 5 generations to change what we've done with medications. We can, my God, we can start now with the children with Super
Yeah.
Patch
Yeah.
and actually make that change happen.
Yeah. So I want to ask you one last question because we're really not going to rush tonight's call. This is a celebration call. This is we've got the last night that people can do a $12.99 pack and get 80 packs of patches. I don't know. I ordered some Friday morning, early Friday morning, and I got 3 of my orders today. So
Oh my God.
we're not going to rush this. Customers are still able until midnight to buy 3 and get 2 free, buy 2 and get 1 free by adding the total amount of patches that they want to the cart. But I need to ask you a question because we do say that Super Patch works faster than Wi-Fi, and it does. But there are some people that won't feel the immediate relief of pain going away or the immediate relief of a limb moving or something like that, or hands opening up, or tremors stopping immediately. I want you to address that because then people are all over social media. Oh, this is a scam. This is a scam. It's not a scam. Can you please address that before we go to our next guest?
Sure. And it just came to me. I use a trail, but I'll also talk about, you think about going hiking and you've gone on a trail that everybody's gone on. That path is well worn, which is what we're talking about. The pain and whatever people have suffered, that's been going on. And so your brain's been running that pathway over and over and over. What's happening now is we're clearing the brush on the new pathway that the patches are creating for you. So that's the rewiring that we're talking about. We're running a new pathway for proper function of whichever limb or proper balance for you to right yourself or to even out your non-dominant side to your dominant side. This is what's happening. That's now that path's being worn, and now that's going to become the clearing, and that's going to be now the worn path. But you got to wear the patches, and what's happening is that this is happening even if you don't sense it. If you sensed everything that your brain was doing, you'd lose your mind. We would not be able to function. Your brain is doing lots of things without you actually participating. So that's actually what's happening with the patches on. That's happening basically behind the scenes or under your skull. It's basically happening over and over until you will feel that change. And sometimes some people are so hard to know when things change that they have to run out of their patches and do without their patches and realize that a lot was better and then stop being better after a while. But even that will take a while because then that new pathway has been run and they may have to wait a few days, maybe even a couple of weeks before they sense that, oh, things were better when I was wearing my patches. But that benefit also lingered. And so they had to wait a little bit longer. So when we heard that with the young lady that had the seizures and had no seizures for 20 days and then was able to go 2 more days even without patches to have no seizures. So so it's incredible. It's just incredible. And I'm glad that I am on this earth to be able to experience this and to be able to share this with people.
Wow, we're really excited about what's going to happen for you in the next 30 or 60 days or so. You've got some major life-changing happening, and we know that it is for the better, that God is releasing you to the marketplace, right? To help heal the people and to bring them a drug-free solution to be able to live a better way. And we're excited that we have you all to ourselves. Dr. Nicole Bramwell, you're amazing. Y'all light the chat up for Dr. Nicole Bramwell. All right, we're gonna go forward. We're gonna go forward, y'all. We're gonna get Lady Jaquetta, right? If you could go ahead and unmute yourself. And when you unmute yourself, I'm gonna bring you up and pin you to the screen. You messaged me today with your testimony. And just go ahead and unmute and start talking. You should be able to unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna bring you up to the screen and add the pin. Hey, Sunshine.
Hey, how you doing today?
I am amazing. So you were on last week's call. You ended up winning a prize. I didn't pick the winners, so they knew it was totally fair, right? You were my guest, and then you ended up enrolling later that evening.
Yes.
You got the pack of patches that we sent you as a gift. What happened since then?
I was up, I believe it was Saturday, and I was like, let me go to the mailbox. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's here. So I saw that you put peace and victory. So I had messaged you before, and I was like, well, my daughter has ADHD. They say she has mild seizures. You can't really detect it, so we can't detect it if she was having one because they so mild. And she's also has a mild intellectual disability, so she's in special education at school, so she can't remember things and things like that. And she also do speech therapy. So I put the patch on, the peace patch. That's the one I put. I just said, let me just try the peace patch because I don't have the focus and the other stuff. I'm waiting for those to get to me. So I put it right down, like on the back of her neck, and for a minute, she know what it is because she was like, "What a patch at?" Because she heard me talking about patches. So I need my patch. I'm like, "What you know about the patch?" But so I put it on there, and she know what it's supposed to do. So I guess she was trying to fight it because she was really trying to do a lot of stuff to see. But then, like after 10 minutes, it's like she just, and I didn't hear from her for about like 30 minutes, and then my husband left. And I was just sitting on the bed, and I was like, it's so quiet in here right now. And then I said, wow. The Holy Spirit told me to call her to me. And normally, earlier that day, she was singing a song, and she could not get the words out.
Wow.
So I said, sing this song. And then she started singing the song, and she was pronunciating all the words. And I was like, because I told her to sing Mary Did You Know, the Christmas song.
Yeah.
And she was just pronunciating all the, and just tears just rolled down my face because I just been fighting, trying to figure out some stuff to help because I don't want to put on medicine. They gave her seizure medicine, but she kept throwing it up. And I said, well, I'm not even going to give it to her. So when I came across the patch, I just put it on her and she loved it. She just like, I need my patch. I need my patch. But I thank God for meeting you, and I was able to test it on my daughter. So
that's amazing. Put the victory patch on her as well.
Okay.
While you're waiting on Liberty and your others to come, put the victory patch on her. We want to thank you so much for your testimony. And, we're overcome by our testimonies, but people need to understand, like, real people, these are real person with a real story. And you literally just got the patches. You were on our call last Monday. We knew the holiday was Thursday. So you got your patches, put it on your baby, and boom, y'all, 10 minutes later, after she stopped fighting it, boom, the patches worked for her. So thank you, Lady J, for being on here. We look forward to seeing many more testimonies from you about your baby. Thank you so much. Y'all, we can't make this up. We can't make this up. So I don't know if we have Brenda Taylor. I don't see Brenda Taylor on the line. So because I don't see Brenda Taylor, y'all, I'm going to go right to Superman. And we're going to bring up a gentleman that I literally call Superman. You probably want to grab your tissue a little bit. He is a little funny, right? He's got a great sense of humor. But we want to go to Memphis and bring on the line Superman, Mr. Donto Williams. Where you at, Donto?
All right, I had to come off mute. Hey, hello everyone. How y'all doing?
What's going on, Donto?
I'm doing well. I'm good.
Donto,
you got me laughing already.
Got you laughing already. I think I'm gonna actually also pin Panya Dotson on here. When I kept calling her, and I know she told you that I called her because I know how Panya feels about helping other people. And when I called her, I said, you need to call Donto. And she said, Donto ain't gonna want to hear what we got to say. He over network marketing and he's over. And I said, nope, Donto needs to see this product. And so Donto, I am gonna get Panya to come up here with us. But while we're waiting to get her on here as well, I just kind of want you to talk about the process of how you even got here with us, because you said no many times. But what has happened with you? Tell everybody, what's going on with you. I listened to your video today, so I know the story, but I want you to tell it. And then I want to kind of talk to you and interview you today, because I also saw that you patched somebody today. And so Donto Williams, the floor is yours.
All right. Hello, Donto Williams. So my story, I was diagnosed. I don't start telling this part of it. I already jumped to the muscular dystrophy. But actually, I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis.
Wow.
So over the years, I had challenges going on. It's wild because my folks was like I was lazy, I was trifling, but they didn't really know that something was going on. So I used to get shots in my arms for the arthritis, and I think those steroids probably brought on the muscular dystrophy because muscular dystrophy, my genes are mutated where my muscles do not absorb protein. So in my shoulders and basically in my hips, so I have limb girdle muscular dystrophy. I got diagnosed in the 8th grade. And by the time I got ready to go to college, I needed the wheelchair. So, but the chair didn't stop nothing. I went to school, I played, the best fraternity in the world, Kappa Alpha Psi. I done drove, I've been married, I had a full-time job from the chair. Only thing I did, I ain't made no children, but I'm good at 57. I'm good. So that's my story. And like I said, I had a full-time job. I even drove with special equipment. Heck, that equipment was like $40,000 to drive. Good thing the state paid for it because I had a job. So that's my story. That's who I am.
So Danto, in a wheelchair since you were, I believe, 18, from what I heard in your, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, since you were 18.
Yes.
But the one thing that I love about you, and since I've known you, you've never used the wheelchair as a crutch or a handicap. And I've met more people that act more handicapped than you that have a actual physical, because you're not mentally handicapped. So hear what I'm saying, but you have a physical handicap. But I've never seen you allow that to block or stop you from doing anything, from doing anything. So what happened? Panya's up here with us. Dr. Bramwell. I brought Dr. Bramwell back on the screen because I know she gonna want to hear this. Like she wants to be front and center for this one. Danto, you finally said yes, because Panya finally said yes, right? And after she finally said yes, we went ahead and came to Memphis. We did 2 events with her. They were great events. And I remember being there, I kept saying, Panya, Danto need to be here with us. Danto need to be in. And she kept saying, I don't know. He don't want to do it. What finally made you say yes?
Well, I had been watching the videos, and some of the videos like emotional to me, not really for me, but I was happy for that the patches were helping other people. That's what kind of brought tears to my eye. But I wasn't really thinking about the patches for me, but I saw some in the videos. It was like, all right, but I decided to say it because I saw all of those videos and you all came to town. I think I said yes the day that you came to Memphis.
You did.
I talked to Panya, I texted, I said, put me in the game, coach. And so that's how I went on, decided to get going.
Okay, and what has happened since you started using Super Patch?
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this first. I haven't thought about walking. Like who I mean, that ain't whatever. Walking folks, y'all got more excuses anyway. So that wasn't that. But once I put the patches on, the first day I put the patches on, my aide was helping me put my shirt on, and she said, your arms just dropped. Okay, I heard her say it, but it wasn't registered in my brain that my body had actually limbered up. Because with muscular dystrophy, my muscles are extremely tight. So, but the next morning when I got up, when the aide got ready to help me get up, when she slid me around to sit on the side of the bed, I could feel it. I was like, whoa. I said, oh, wait a minute. I said, you know what? Let me see if I can get in this wheelchair. Like, I was like, well, shoot, let's work on getting in the wheelchair, because over the years, it's gotten a little bit worse, where they actually have to help me get 100% to help me get in the bed. But then that morning when I got up, though, it's like my mind told me, okay, this is how you used to do it. When you start from being in the wheelchair, how you used to be able to scoot to the edge of the bed and really just get yourself over there in the wheelchair on your own. So that's what my brain did. It kind of like, when she set me up, that's what popped in my head. I could feel it in my legs and in my balance. It just felt like I had that, just like, oh, wait a minute. That's how I felt to myself. Okay, that feels pretty good. So that was the biggest change. So that was really got me started. And then some more things happened. It's like my body started getting more limber. Then even that was just last night. I'm sitting, I'm saying, I think my body's like, it seems like I'm getting taller. Like literally, it's like, wait a minute, it seems like I'm getting taller sitting down. So that's how it's really going with me. And Panya called. Well, we texting each other, and she was like, "You want to make a run?" And that was the day I was gonna get them to put a whole lot of patches on me. I was like, "Okay, I know where these patches are gonna go." Well, we didn't get a chance to do this because Panya's like, "We're gonna make a run." I was like, "All right, I guess we finna make a run." So
Wow, Danto. I know that I heard in your video that you said you didn't think the patches were going to work for you.
yeah, I was like, my thing was no. What happened was it was that when I first put them on, and the aide said your shoulder just dropped. So you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, they ain't working for me. I ain't working. I figured it out though. It's because I wasn't moving.
That's the key.
Because I wasn't moving. It's just because I'm just sitting here. But when it was time to get out, get ready to get in, get ready to get up. Now I'm moving. Now I can feel the patches then. And I think was that last night I put a victory on the back of my back at the bottom. Because with my muscular dystrophy over the years, I don't have enough strength. If I go over too far, I can't pull my back up. So I said, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna start putting patches and back there, in my lower part of my back. So we started working there. But I could feel it though. It was like it was starting to tighten. That's what I was feeling from the victory patch. So I'm just getting going with the patch. So I'm gonna be patched up.
I love it. So Danto, one more thing, because what I saw today was you had someone come over to your apartment so that they could get patched. And I had to bring you on here because I see people that are not in a wheelchair don't call anybody over to get patched. But you called your fraternity brother over, and I watched him run around, jump around. He's a golfer. He couldn't bend. I watched it. What like, you're just not making any excuses. You almost closed director. You only been in the business about 2 weeks. You almost closed director, and it's gonna happen this month. It's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. You may even go beyond that, right? Probably gonna go beyond it. But a few weeks into the business, I know you were sitting in your chair all night long on closeout. See, I want to say this again because there's people that are able-bodied that are not available all night on closeout. But when Panya called you the following morning, because when Panya called you you hear this, Dr. Bramwell? Called him the following morning, he said he was exhausted because he had been in the chair all night because he wanted to work until closeout, but his aide leaves at 9 p.m. Danto, what is now driving you to say, okay, I'm in a wheelchair, but let me get somebody over here to get patched? Talk to us about it.
Well, on that, for my dad fraternity brother, so I did one of my first lives, and so he responded on the live. So he was saying he was going to come, and so he went on and came. So really in my mind, trying to figure out, okay, so I see y'all doing the patching. So now I've kind of figured out what I need to do. I mean, I can still do it. I can physically do what y'all do, but heck, all I got to do is just get them and let them put the patches on themselves. So whatever, like I said, how your mind works, it's just like, yeah, but as I do it, but now I'm good now. So even starting with him, so now I'm like, well, shoot, just come over here and get patched. Just come get patched. I mean, it's that easy now. Hey, Noop, man, you got to check out these patches. Come over here and get patched. I mean, that's all I got to say. Come over here and get patched. And even during closeout, so I was calling them like, hey, look, I need you to make a purchase so I can hit this rank. And they asked me, well, what do the patches do? And I send the information. And then some of them I already knew. It was like, look, I said, what do you want? X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 7. Man, look, give me something for pain. So what they were doing, they were just sending me the money. And I was just making the purchase. It was rolling. That was off the chain. See, me and Panya, it was on. I'm like, look, that's 7. I just put 7 in. That's 3 coming. Okay, that's 2 more. We was rolling like that, and we worked probably about 10 hours straight. From like at least from 12 on, it was on. I didn't even eat. I ate a little bit. I think I had oatmeal, bacon, just a little bit. Then another bacon sandwich later on that evening. But and so the aide was here. I was like, look, stop asking me questions. I'm trying to put these folks in. I'm making phone calls. Stop. I'm like, stop. What do you want me to listen? Just look, bye. Just leave me alone. I was locked in. It's like obsessed. So that's how I get it done.
Wow, Danto, thank you so much for your testimony. I pray that there's a way that we can get you to conference in February because you are going to cross the stage and you deserve it. You deserve it. So let's start putting a plan together, Panya, so we can get him to Vegas because this time around, we want you to get all your accolades. And we believe by then, yep, we're going to put your aide in the business, right? So that maybe she could travel with you. But we believe by then we're going to see, I'm believing in the next 30 days, we're going to be seeing we're going to have you on here for another testimony. Dr. Bramwell is saying, oh yes, oh yes. So I believe by the end of December, we're really going to see some tremendous change, and what's happening in your body and for you, and then to infinity and beyond. So congratulations, Danto. A job well done. We wanted to make you an example tonight, but also share your story. And y'all go follow Superman on you want to give them your clothes, Danto? You want to give them your clothes before you get off?
My clothes.
Your clothes. Because
Adios, amigos. Superman has left the building.
Because he the HW. What? Go ahead and tell him the whole thing.
Hello, world. It's your boy, the one and only, the DONTO, baby, the HWIC, the head wheelchair in charge.
Thank you so much, Danto. Thank you so much. Amazing, amazing testimony, y'all. Amazing. We can't even make this up. We can't make it up. And listen, don't go nowhere, y'all, because now we're gonna bring up Dr. Tamara Dunn. We're gonna bring up, because you need to hear these testimonies. We're gonna bring up the one and only Tedra Gordon, all of our brand new VPs. We're gonna bring up Janet Reese. Is she still here? I believe she's still here. Okay. And Janet Reese. And so we're gonna start with our youngest VP, right? Even though y'all hit the same week of closeout, we'll start with the youngest VP, and that is Dr. Tamara Dunn. I just kind of want you to speak a few words about what Super Patch means to you and what's happening. I know you said some things about income. I want you to, you don't have to tell us all of it, but I do want you to address what's happening for you now versus what's happened for you before. So the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Moore, for allowing me to speak. I'm going to try and do this without crying. I've already cried twice since the testimonies have begun, but that's really the reason for Jaquetta, is it her daughter or her child that, I mean, from anxiety to not speaking to speaking, and she's the mom. She knows when something is different. And that's not the first testimony of that we've had. And we've seen it firsthand in front of us. Danto, I already know some great things is going to happen with him. I already know it because Janet's going to come on. We've already seen it. So it's like what we've seen, we can't unsee it. And it's like a high for me. I want to keep seeing it. Like I'm ready for the next person. I want the next testimony. I can't wait to get here on Mondays to see what else is happening. So yes, so the income is good. And this is probably my 5th company. And we almost wasn't here. I was with Miss Nina. Like we almost was not here because we were tired of companies, right? But this is the first company. I'm an optometrist. I've been in the medical field for 18 years. And this check that we just got for VP is already surpassed that from being the doctor, right? And even before then, managing director, that was probably the highest check I've got in the industry, period, of the other 4 companies. So that was the highest. Now I just beat that. And it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing because this is a generational product. We're going to get this out to the world. It's not going to stop. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. So if you're not in, you need to get in because we're not even viral yet. It's not a household name yet. This is still the beginning. So I'm just so excited about that. And we're going to be able to help so many more people. And that's why, you get into the medical field so you can help people. And like what Dr. Bramwell was saying, we realize we're trying to help you, but we can't. We're over medicating you. It's causing more problems. And it's just a spiral. But now we can get people out of that spiral. We're giving people their hope back, their dignity back. And I'm just happy to be a part of that.
So what would you say before you go to any other doctor or person in the medical field that's watching and peeking, and what would you say to them?
I get it. I get the skepticism. I get what we've always been learning. I get it, but you have to give this a try. You have to open your mind. It's our job to find what's best for the patient, regardless what it is. And I'm not going to put my license on the line for anybody. If this wasn't the best thing out there, I wouldn't be promoting it. And this is a drug-free solution. If I got something going on and I can use a patch, if my 11-year-old got something going on and he can use the same patch, that's priceless. You don't find that anywhere. So Dr. Brandwell was saying the kids are now having adult problems. We're giving them adult medications that's causing more problems. We can grow our lifespan. We can live longer with these patches. We can give longer life. So again, start with the babies. And as they grow up, this is all they're going to know. They're not going to go for the pill bottles.
Somebody
And that's
asked
going to
me.
help. That's going to solve so many other problems. Less addictions.
Somebody asked
It's
me
just,
today, well, why are you wearing patches? I said, because I'm in preventative care. See, we don't wait until something is wrong to want to deal with it. We want to be healthy now and stay healthy.
for sure.
So I'm in preventative measures, but I also, as somebody that's asthmatic, I wear the Defend patch and I wear Freedom. And I started wearing Freedom after Dr. Bramwell said when we were in Dallas, well, if you got asthma, you need the Freedom patch because you've
Mhm.
got inflammation in your lungs. And I
Mhm.
will say to this that I noticed a major difference in the last week that I started wearing the Freedom patch. I noticed a major difference because I had started reaching for the rescue inhaler multiple times a day.
Mhm.
I noticed
Mhm.
a major difference. And so this is not just for pain, but if there's inflammation in your body, and
Right.
most ailments that we're dealing with comes from some form of inflammation. All
Yes.
right.
And what I love about the patches too, it helps us to be more in tune in what's going on with our body because we're so used to whatever we got going on, and we know if we go for the medication, we know it's not going to help, but we just know to go for it. But if like today, it's cold, the sun not out, I said, I don't feel too happy. So what I do? Go get some joy patches and put them on, and boom,
And
I'm
boom.
happier. So we have everything we need. That's why y'all just got to get all the patches because
Just
you never
get
know
them
what
all.
you need from day to day.
Get them
It could
all.
be different. Just get them all.
Get them
You
all.
never know what you need from day to day. You don't know what your husband or your boyfriend, your wife, your kids, you don't know what they're going to need from day to day. You need to have all of them in your arsenal, like you got all those pill bottles in your medicine cabinet. You need to just have all the patches. And it's going to take care of mostly everything you got going on.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. Tedra Gordon, brand new VP, right? She a newbie too, y'all, right? So they were running neck and neck. But we want to go ahead and bring you up here, Tedra Gordon. You were in tears last night.
I
And
was.
and you said that you even went home from here after closeout,
Mhm.
sat on your stool, and you were crying. Talk about that.
So, good evening, everybody, and thank you, Mrs. Moore, for letting me share. Let me start off by saying this. This, um, I'm like Mrs. Moore and Dr. Dunn. I didn't even want to do this. I was really frustrated. You know, our last company, we were like, oh my goodness, we thought it was it, and it wasn't. And then you start to get to the point where you say, gosh, is anybody even going to believe me anymore? Because I've said, this is the best thing that happened. This is so good. And then you get somewhere and you realize that you can't help that many people because they start to say, I can't do that or I can't take that. And um, I'm a person that I really love to serve people. I really love to help people, for those of you who don't know that. And when we found out about these patches, I was like, patch? Like, this, what? So I just want y'all to know we were skeptical too, very skeptical. And I kind of, when the video was sent to me, I'm going to be honest, I pushed it to the side. I said, Trey, just look at this to my husband. He came back downstairs and he was like, did you even look at this? I said, no, I don't want to look at it. He said, this is going to be something big. And, you know, my husband supports very well, but he's not really into it as myself. And I said, okay, let me take a look at it. But the thing for me, because it wasn't the stability test, My husband lives in chronic pain that most of you don't know. Y'all see Trey, he's joking, he's laughing, but he's been in so many car accidents, okay? And works a job that it has to be physical, but he's in pain when he's doing it. But the day when he came home and he said, I didn't have any pain all day. He looked at me, he sat on the couch, and he said, I didn't have any pain all day long going up and down steps. I said, oh no, we on to something. And I promised myself when he said that day, I said, well, I got to tell everybody about these patches. And knowing that I love to help people and the fact that I've been in network marketing for 10 years and always pushed and pushed to help so many people. And so many times, just being who I am, not able to really be all that I wanted to be and help as many people as I could. This is an opportunity to help any and everybody. So last night when I wasn't even thinking about myself because I was trying to help my team cross the finish line. And I mean the big team, not just people that are directly associated with me. The numbers were just going and I wasn't paying attention because I was so concerned about making sure Nina crossed the line and this one crossed the line and who can we help? Because you're sitting there at the table just wanting to pull everybody because that's what we do. When I got in the car to go home, I kind of had an aha moment, but then when I sat down on my stool and I said, my God, I said, really? You told me a long time ago, just keep serving, just stay connected, just keep helping people and just do what you know to do best. And it has paid off. And I just want to publicly on this whole Zoom say thank you for seeing more in me than I even ever saw in myself. So for anybody who's listening, and I work a full-time job, y'all, a full-time job that keeps me very busy. So for anybody who's listening, you can do this if you have a full-time job. And I didn't just get a comma check. It was 2 numbers in front of that comma, okay? With a part-time job. So I'm just here to tell you, if I can do it, so can you. And we have a duty and an obligation to help any and everybody. So for me, I'm chasing the next story. When I heard Jaquetta just speak and talk about her daughter, I got a goddaughter that has a little sister that now is asking for the patches at 7 years old. Mrs. Moore met her. The girl can't sit still for nothing, but she's sitting still. She asked for the patches. I have a grandmother that was bedridden who's now walking around her home that wasn't walking. I have a goddaughter that was failing in school that's now passing. To hear Donto, I know Donto from the other companies. To hear him say he has movement in his limbs, who is next? How long will we sit around and just keep waiting and waiting? The next is not tomorrow. The next is right now. So for every guest that's on here, hear my heart. There is no other option. Super Patch is it. The Dream Team is it. Because you have to be connected to the right coach. And if you plug in and you stay the course and you don't give up 3 feet from goal, trust me, it's going to happen. But you have to have a servant heart. You have to remain grateful and humble, and it will happen for you as well. Thank you for allowing me to share. Let's go.
Boom, boom, and boom, period. Y'all heard her. All right, Miss Tedra Gordon, that's VP conversation right there. All right, we're going to tell you how to get the patches at the end. You're going to make sure you get back to the person who invited you, but give us a minute. We got one more because y'all got to hear this. And I know we're way past the time. Guess what? This is important. So I have to, this young lady, the Janet Reese, came into my life. I didn't even know who she was, but she knew who I was. She came in, short story, she wanted to just be a customer, and the system would not allow her to go in as a customer. She ended up being a rep. I reached out to her and she said, nope, I'm going to just retail the products. Janet Reese, unmute yourself, honey. Because bravo to you. Janet Reese is a bad chick, y'all. She a bad chick. Janet Reese. I haven't even talked to you about what you earned yet, but I already know it's 2 numbers in front of the comma.
Yes.
Have you ever earned that kind of money in network marketing?
Never. I hear so many people, especially when I get into a network marketing company, whoever I join, I always say, I'm going to make sure you make 6 figures. They always say that. It has never happened. But over here is it's like unreal. This is it. So I definitely got to thank you because if I hadn't seen your videos, I wouldn't have known nothing about this. So I thank you for joining Super Patch.
How does
Because
this
you
make
really
you feel?
changed my life. Like, serious. Yep.
I think about your dad every day when I get up.
Mhm.
I think about him every day. And my thought every day is, had I kept being obstinate and didn't want to hear what Stanisha said, your dad wouldn't be walking.
Nope. He'll
I
still
think
be
about
bedbound.
every day. And I think about the strain it was causing you. Even though you're a daughter, you're going to do it.
Right.
That's without question. But it
Mhm.
doesn't take away the stress and the strain that it puts on you having to take care of your home, having to take care of your parents, having to take care of your salon and your daughter and all the other things. You're a wife, all the
Right.
things that you do. It doesn't take away from that.
Exactly.
But to see you now say, I don't have to go over there in the morning because he
Right.
can get out of bed. Like
Mhm.
beyond the money you're making, and I needed to bring y'all up here because I see what y'all making. We talked about it last night.
Right.
Beyond the money that you're making, what it's done for your family and your life is priceless.
Exactly.
So you're everywhere. You've been on the news. Y'all shout out to Janet Reese. She was just you're everywhere. You're patching everywhere. What is now like? What is it that's driving? Because I know it's not the money. The money's good, but it's not
Right.
the money. What is driving you?
I think it's just the way that we are changing people's life. Coming from a wheelchair, able to just get up and walk around, leaving the cane. I think about today when I patched the guy and he could barely move. And as soon as I put the pain patch on him, the freedom, he was like, whoa. He got up. He told me he'd never go without his cane. He got up, walked around, and I said, don't forget your cane. He was like, God sent you to me. So it's just like when I hear things like that and see the patch face, I'm like, this is it. I don't want to do nothing else. Like, this is it.
This is it.
So it's just we give people their life back, and I love it.
Well, I'm so grateful you saw my video, right? That's why I keep on spamming Facebook and TikTok and everywhere else. I'm so grateful you saw my video, and I'm so grateful you said yes, but I'm sure your family is even the more
Yes.
grateful. Changed forever. And I know that we're going to see you on stage as a multiple six-figure earner, a seven-figure income earner, because you are relentless and you deserve
Thank you.
everything that's coming your way. Y'all better if y'all aren't on her
Thank
team, you better
you.
stay connected, right? Thank you so
Stay
much for your
connected.
testimony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all, I can't make this up. All right, so listen, this is how you get started. You're going to run back to the person that invited you here. We want you to know that there is that $12.99 pack that you can get started with that is good until midnight. So you got 3 hours to get in the system. You want to grab the link of the person that invited you here and get that pack. Get the pack. You can use Klarna. You can use, if you have an account already, then you can use any of those accounts and use the virtual card to check out with Klarna, Sezzle, Zip, Afterpay, Affirm. Use your Flex Pay options. We use it for everything else. It's the best pack to start with. The Flex 40 is our $12.99 pack, and it gives you the option of not just 40 packs of patches, but 80 packs of patches. 80. That puts you in position to be a real boss, to have enough product. Give patches away for Christmas. Give the gift of life for Christmas. All right, y'all? Well, there are other packs of patches. I don't want you to think the $12.99 is the only way. It really is just the best way because you're getting double for your money. It is an investment. Pull out a credit card. I'm telling you, you will not be sitting with patches unless you sit in the house and tell nobody that you've got them. Right now, if you're saying, well, I don't know if I want to do the business side, you can become a customer. You're also going to get the link of the person who invited you to this call. And what you're going to do is you're going to get their link, go to their website, and you're going to add 5 packs of patches to the cart. You're going to only pay for 3. but you got to add all 5 to the cart. Or you're going to add 3 packs of patches to the cart, and you're only going to pay for 2. All right, but you got to add all 3 to the cart. Then you've got to use our promo code, the word SAVE, only for customers, not for people that are becoming an ambassador. Only for customers. You need the code SAVE. If you already ordered a Flex 40, you can order another one. I've ordered 5 of them. And I think I'm going to order another one tonight. Because what in the world? When is that ever going to happen again? Right? But guess what, y'all? There's so much good stuff coming down the pike. New patches that are being released. I heard one at the top of the year and many more. And then I heard our CEO say when I was with him in Mexico, he and his wife, and we were at breakfast, and he said to me, what's going to happen in Vegas on February the 6th, on February the 7th is what he said. On February the 7th, is going to the whole industry. Just shut them up. We already are one of the most, we're in the top 5 companies in all MLM. And I'm sure that is rising pretty significantly, okay? Pretty fast. So listen, get back to the person that invited you here. Pick a pack. There's a $19.99 pack. I don't suggest that pack. I suggest the $12.99. You're going to get more patches for $12.99 than you would for $2,000. Get the $12.99 pack, okay, and get 80 packs of patches. The $19.99 pack is only going to give you 62, something like that, right? Then there's a $1,000 pack. If you can't do $12.99, which if you can do the $1,000 pack, do the $12.99 pack. Figure it out. Get somebody to go in with you. Maybe they can give you some money to help, and y'all can, do it together. Then there is a $650 option. There's a $575 option. It's a Flex 15, right? There's a Flex 15. And there's also a $261 option. So you've got other options. The whole thing is you got to get started. Don't delay. When you get these $12.99, they are full packs of patches, right? They're not the small 4-pack samples. They are full packs of patches. You get 80 full packs of patches. Now, one last thing. If you're anywhere in the Atlanta area, you need to meet us tomorrow night at 2977 Cumberland Boulevard. The doors are going to open at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night in Atlanta, Georgia. We're in Brunswick, Georgia on Sunday. I believe there's an event in South Carolina, Rock Hill, South Carolina on Saturday, the 6th. I believe there's an event in Greenville, South Carolina, or something like that. Y'all put it in the comments. There's an event coming up in Philadelphia, Super Saturday. Y'all put that address in the chat. I will be there. VP Tedra Gordon will be there. Sean Tyrone Bell, Marguerite Faison, Tamika Gaddy, so many of the team leaders will be there. Paul and I will be there in Philadelphia. So it's Sumter, South Carolina, Saturday the 6th. All you got to do is check out our stories. Right now, the flyers are in our stories. Monday night in Memphis at the Gravity Hall. All right, in Cordova, I believe it is, Tennessee, which is right there in Memphis with Panya Dotson. Monday, December the 8th. We are not playing with this. If you see that there's an event anywhere near you, get there and don't come alone. Get there and don't come alone. All right. So Atlanta tomorrow, Sumter, South Carolina on Saturday. Then we've got Rock Hill on the 20th. We've got Flint, Michigan on the 16th. All right. Flint, Michigan on the 16th. We've got Memphis, Tennessee on the 8th. We've got Philadelphia on the 13th. We are going to be all over Brunswick, Georgia, right, on the 7th. Sunday the 7th, doors are going to open at 2 o'clock. If you check my stories, you will see after tonight, I will put up after tomorrow night, you'll see me flying the Brunswick flyer, okay? But listen to this. You need to get in now. Get to one of those events and bring your guests. So this is the end of our call. We told you how to get started. We told you we're right here at the beginning. We told you that this is a ground floor opportunity. We told you there's so much more to come. We shared with you real live testimonies and real live income testimonies. It is now time for you to get back to the person who invited you here. Get their link and get started now. We're going to pick 2 names of guests that were on here We'll go ahead and find out who their sponsors were or who invited them. We will make sure that we get some prizes out to our guests. I don't want to belabor the time any longer. We did go much longer than normally, but I want to make sure that you know we will send out some guests. All right. Get back to the person that invited you. We cannot wait to celebrate your success. And we don't want to see you from the top. We want to see you at the top. All right. Good night and God bless you all.